Miyoko Schinner ist seit über 30 Jahren eine Koryphäe und Vorreiterin der veganen Küche in Kalifornien, der USA und vielleicht auch der Welt. Sie hat selbst Bücher geschrieben, wie man veganen Käse produziert und hat irgendwann angefangen, selbst den Käse zu produzieren. In die Firma bzw. Fabrik hat sie mich eingeladen. Ich hatte dort die Möglichkeit, veganen Käse mit ihr zu probieren und in der Fabrik rumzulaufen. Es war ein richtig schönes Interview. Die Frau ist eine Inspiration und ich wünsche euch ganz, ganz, ganz viel Spaß bei dem Interview. We are here at Miyoko's kitchen in her factory where she produces vegan cheese, and she's a best-selling author also for artisan vegan cheese. The cheese is in front of us and I just had the chance to try it. It's amazing. So we hope that the cheese will be soon available in Germany. Till then you can cook some of the cheese out of her book that is available in Germany now too. Thank you very much for letting us show your facility and have a look around and let us try your amazing cheese.
Well, thanks for visiting.
Thank you very much. So I have a few questions for you, and that probably people want to know in Germany. And one of the questions is why you published first the book and then you produced the cheese, because you're actually telling everybody the secret about your vegan cheese. So why are you not keeping the secrets for you and start producing the vegan cheese?
Well, I'm not sharing all the secrets.
Ah, okay.
And you know, even if I did share all the secrets, cheese making is a labor of love. It takes time, it takes work, and a lot of people don't want to put in the effort. You know, people like fast food.
Yeah.
Even if they want slow food, they want it fast. So they don't want to take the time to make it. So that's why we're making this cheese. I mean, it's the same thing. Even the dairy industry, people could make dairy cheese at home, but they don't want to. But why did I write that book initially? The reason is because I wanted to empower people with the ability to get into their kitchens and do something for themselves that would be better, not only for their own health, but the animals and the planet. I think it's a mission aligned. You know, we're all on a mission. This vegan movement is a mission-based movement.
Yeah.
So it's not just about making tasty treats for ourselves, but helping everyone achieve the dream to do that in their own kitchen. I mean, they may not be able to buy this cheese, but they have the book and they have a bag of nuts and some grains. Anyone can make cheese.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's good. So you're looking back actually for 3 decades of living as a vegan. So what do you think changed the most during the past decades?
Oh, I think the internet had a huge impact on the growth of the vegan movement. You know, when I first started in the food industry as a vegan, you know, writing cookbooks and teaching the restaurant that I had in San Francisco and the natural food company, I was always having to explain to people why I was making vegan food. I actually had a cake business and I was baking vegan cakes, and people would just say, "But why don't you just use eggs and butter? Why are you doing this? Why are you adding tofu to this or whatever?" They just didn't get it, and you had to explain it. And that's when you have to explain something, it doesn't work in a way. But the internet has allowed so much dispersal of information about why it's the right thing to do, not just for our own health, but for everything else, that people are now just educated, and this has helped people adopt the vegan bandwagon. It's been completely instrumental. Because of the internet, there's so many cookbook authors, and it's just, what is the, help me think, the mathematical, you know, and it doubles every single year. What is that phrase?
Good question.
I can't remember. John, help me out here.
Sorry.
When you exponential growth.
Exponential
yes,
growth.
thank you. That's right. So it's just this exponential growth because of the internet, and so then there's all these cookbook authors, and that spurs more, and then bloggers, and you know, it's just feeding itself, just continually growing because of that.
So the internet helps the vegan movement. That's great. Everyone always complains about the internet and everything's so fast, but it can do good things too.
Absolutely, it's social media. And one thing is that social media has been very, very good for veganism, because people who were vegan oftentimes in an isolated area felt very, very alone. They didn't have a support structure. And so it made it hard for them to stay vegan. But through social media, they can make vegan friends all over the world, really. And it's neat. You feel like you're part of a group. You feel like you're not alone trying to do this thing yourself. And then you know, it's cool because you get to. I fly all over the country, and I meet people I've never met except for on Facebook or Twitter or something. And it's like, you know, I actually know them, and we have something in common. We're all on the same mission.
That's so nice. So, as an entrepreneur of the vegan movement, as a former restaurant owner, what do you think is being vegan in the next 20 years? I know it's hard to predict the future, but as you have seen the potential in the whole veganism, so what do you think will change? What do you think, how is it for me to be vegan in 20 years?
I think it's going to be totally mainstream. You're going to be the average person. Vegan is going to be the norm in 20 years.
That's cool to hear.
It's growing so fast. And there was an article that came out in just a very mainstream food industry magazine that talked about precisely that, how veganism is going mainstream. And that's exactly what it is. France apparently just passed legislation that all animals are sentient. And so I don't, you know, how that's going to affect their food choices is yet to be seen. But there's going to be more and more awareness, and just a critical mass will be reached because we have to make changes. We are running out of resources. We're running out of space on this planet. We're running out of food to feed the billions of people that are on this planet. And here's something we can do 3 times a day. We can impact change. We can impact global warming. We can reverse climate change. We can save animals. We can save our own health. It's something that's very powerful that each and every individual can do. And it's just going to become more and more normal for each person to do that. You know, as the United Nations says, it's the single biggest thing a person can do to reverse climate change. And at some point, it's going to be absolutely essential because there's not going to be any fish left in the sea. They're predicting there won't be any fish by 2050. It's going to be harder and harder to. There's a drought in California. 51% of water is used for animal agriculture. And it's going to be harder and harder to obtain milk and meat and animal products. So it's going to be the norm, not just because it's the right thing to do, but out of necessity.
We have to.
We have to.
Yeah. Interesting. Let's see how the future looks. Let's hope it's like this, like you said, for a good cause, not only for us, for the humans, not only for a cause for the nature. No? So in your upcoming book, the Homemade Vegan Pantry, it's called, that hopefully comes up in Germany too.
I just found out 2 days ago or yesterday. My publisher's already signed a deal with a German publisher.
Great.
So it's being released in Germany.
So we can be happy to have that too. So
in German.
In German, for sure. Yeah, what is most of the time good for the Germans because they're not that good in English reading.
Yeah,
so
really? It seems like a lot of Germans speak better English than a lot of Americans. So I don't know.
So let's hope. But it's in German available too. That's great news. So you have their basic recipes, solid recipes for cookie dough, I read, mayonnaise, bread dough, so every basic recipe. So why you thought about publishing this book and not something crazy fancy, you know, what you can do with vegan food? It's just basic solid recipes. What was the idea?
Well, they are basic solid recipes, but here's the thing. A lot of people want to eat slow food, real food, do it yourself, DIY in English. But people get tired of cooking. They don't want to spend the time in the kitchen. So it seems like it doesn't make sense to have to go and make your own butter and your own mayonnaise and your own ketchup. But on the other hand, it can actually save a lot of time because you can, first of all, you know exactly what's going into your food. And then secondly, for example, a lot of the recipes in my book are for things like cake mixes or pancake mixes. So you make a lot of pancake mix one day, it takes 5 minutes to do that. And then every Sunday morning, what do you want to have, pancakes or waffles or biscuits? You just pull out your mix and mix it with some soy milk or something, and next thing you know, you've got, you know, it makes your life easy. So you just spend a little bit of extra effort on the front end, and then for a long time, your life is smooth and easy. So there's also lots of recipes in there for all the dairy alternatives, such as sour cream, different kinds of cheeses, creamer, creamer for your coffee, things like that, butter, homemade butter, and then there's recipes that I call 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 recipes. For example, if you make a vegetable stock, I have several recipes in there for specific vegetable stocks, such as got no beef broth, so it tastes like beef broth, and I have one for chicken broth and things like that. So when you make the beef broth, you have all these vegetables left over that are usually spent, most people compost or throw them away. Well, I use those, I recycle those, and I make hot dogs out of them.
Wow.
So you get 2 recipes or 3 recipes out of 1 basic recipe. So it makes your cooking more efficient, and you get more bang for your buck because there's less waste. So it's kind of like getting back into your kitchen, learning how to cook everything from scratch, knowing what goes into your ingredients, and really having an artisanal quality to all of these things.
Great. We are looking everyone looks forward to get your book in the hands and read about this amazing recipes you just told us about. Miyoko, thank you very much to inviting us to your cheese factory, and thank you for publishing the books in Germany too. Once again, and greetings to Germany from both of us. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Konstantin.
Thanks.